Do you think you're shadow banned? Do you know someone that says that they're shadow banned or that thinks they're shadow banned? How can you tell if you're actually shadow banned? Well, I'm going to get into the nitty gritty. Also, I have a solution on some legal circumvention. Um, so just stay tuned for that, and we'll get into it. First off, you know you're shadow banned when you can't even comment on your own videos. Imagine that. Someone comments on your video saying some nonsensical and you have the right to comment and correct them. But it doesn't matter that your post doesn't violate TOS. Your comment just gets deleted just instantly. Doesn't matter how you reword it sometimes. Sometimes you can use a tool like mine, my application, and just circumvent it, but most times you can't. You're right. You'll sit there refreshing, and sometimes you'll see it on your end. But if you go back and you click the link to the comment, that's right, you can link to comments. If you check the comment link on a private browser, you will see it's not there. That's right. It's there visible for you on your end, but it's not actually there. And this is why a lot of comments can go unanswered and people are like, "Well, I left a comment like but it's not there. It's just lost in the ether. It's there, but it's not there, right? It's there, but it's not there." Like a Discordian. So, as you'll see here, I've tried quite a bit of wording it differently, creating some gaps here between actions and some other maybe buzzwords, keywords that are religious that everyone's just you can't say that. But you could use hate speech, but you can't say that. And yeah, as you'll see, it just as you'll see, they get deleted and it just doesn't show up. So I have two browsers open just to prove this. Very easy to test on your end yourself using this method. And if you click like what 10 minutes ago or 10 seconds ago, the gray bit, that's the link. You click that as you've already seen me do, and it makes that comment a highlighted comment. That's why it says highlighted comment there. So what it does is it brings the comment to the top of the chat. Makes it easier for testing this out, by the way. So you can just click that and then refresh and then put that link into the incognito browser where that doesn't isn't signed in. See if it pops up. See if your reply pops up. If it doesn't, congratulations, you're being shadow banned to some degree, right? And everyone thinks that shadow banning is just like everyone always thinks that everything is just so like this or that, right? There's no spectrum of things. It's like there can be a degree of censorship. Like there can be a spectrum of censorship of shadow banning, right? It's not just, oh, you're shadow banned, you can't post anything ever at all, right? No, it's a lot of things. Even some like sometimes you just can't post on your own videos. You can't post comments on your own videos. It doesn't work. And good luck trying to contact support because there is no such thing as YouTube support. Like there isn't. I mean, not unless you have purchases. If you go to the customer website or whatever, they only do support for purchases. And if you actually try to get support from there, they'll fucking troll you, as seen in one of my older videos. So yeah, if you're shadow banned, it's gonna be an uphill ride the entire fucking way. Like, I mean, check this out. Like, how do you get 4 likes with 0 views? This is how you know they're censoring right here. See, 0 views, four likes. How is that possible? It's literally not possible unless you're being shadow banned. Thus, here comes my GPT app, Shadow Ban Me Not, which is an actual application that you just run from a normal conversation. That's right. It uses step-by-step process. You can use configurations for different degrees of censorship. You can have it decode a phrase or sentence into encoded, like sort of like a base. It's a custom like a base 64 encoded, right? And you can decrypt, so you can share secret messages between people. Like it's fucking awesome. It actually works. It actually works. And sometimes you just need to make it sometimes it just needs to make it sound more complex. You just need to remove like a single word, and that's all it takes. Like, it takes experimenting. Thus my tool. It's still like in testing phases and stuff like that. But yeah, so far it's worked pretty good for me. I like it a lot. It's pretty good. And I didn't even know they had this new Canvas app when I was doing this just now. I didn't even know they had like the little pin. So I'm not sure because you can't normally use a canvas in custom GPTs, but maybe in the future you'll be able to. That'd be pretty awesome. So as you'll see here, it'll obviously censor this language. It'll tell you why it won't accept it, and then it'll give you like, oh, here's how you could rephrase it. Do you want me to rephrase it for you, sort of thing. You try rephrasing it, and then you can just tell it to continue with that, and it'll go ahead and try to rephrase it as best as it can within toss. So it gives you some selections that you can even choose from. You can even ask it more options, more solutions. You can go back to the configuration page, just tell it, hey, show me the configurations again. And you can manually tweak the configurations to however you want. And here, as you'll see, I made a mention about this in one of my comments. In my tutorial and like how I'm learning and whatnot, you can create these highlights with raindrop, and then you can annotate. So you can literally add notes to your own prompts, to generations, a whole bunch of stuff. Really cool. Best way to keep up with your Chat GPT chats. And then when it has the little squiggles under the words, that means that there's an annotation and not just the color. And then when you open raindrops, you'll see the annotation. And yeah, you can literally export the annotations. So it'll export the annotations to a single file, which is freaking awesome. Makes it super easy for researching, pulling notes, pulling your chats into Obsidian. See, I have no idea. This is awesome. They added a new canvas. That's pretty cool. So yeah, shadow banning is real. Shadow bans are real. Um, a lot of people aren't shadow banned, and they just say they are. But as you can see, I actually have proof. I really am shadow banned, and that's because YouTube has been promoting guns and ammo for kids, heart disease food for kids. It's been promoting gambling to kids. Their advertisements are filled with literal AI advertisements on YouTube now, like constant AI ads that are. I had one recorded that's a fake impersonation of Joe Rogan. And it sounds exactly like him. Joe Rogan AI says practically. Wait for it. He says practically. Listen, practically, not practically, practically. Listen, practically.
This heater is being called the Tesla of heaters. It can warm up houses for practically zero cost.
Practically, practically. It's practically. But he says practically instead of practically. He says practically. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so Google's going really hardcore off of their previous motto, which was "Do no evil," and they're going full into the opposite of that. Let's just say that. So yeah, censorship's gonna get a lot worse if you're for freedom of speech, like real freedom of speech, not hate speech. You're against, fascism in general. You're advocating against it, misinformation. YouTube, it buries and promote it buries the truth and promotes disinformation, right? Because disinformation is where the money's at. And that's just a fact. It's fucking capitalism.